Assalamu alaikum and good evening. A great big welcome from London's Al-Tabali Park in Whitechapel, where you can see me and the LB24 team here at the Peace Rally. As you can hear behind me, Zakir Khan from Canary Wharf Group is introducing the proceedings and what will happen here today. If you look behind me, you can see a number of local residents, well-wishers and members of the Muslim community, and also people who are not Muslim as well, dotted around all over the park, who are here today to express solidarity with Londoners. We are fed up with acts of treason and atrocities committed in our name by so-called Muslims, and today we are all here to make a united stand against this. As you can see, we're working together. This is a silent rally that will be taking place here. There will be very rarely slogans that will be shouted as well, but the main point here is we want to make our voices heard. Even though this is a silent rally, we want our voices to be heard, and using the power of social media today, we want the whole world to know and recognize that which we already do on a regular basis and that which we receive no or little acknowledgement for all the time. So today, even though there's probably not the desired number of people when you would look at for making a significant impact, we are hoping that the whole world will be watching, Londoners and otherwise, and take note that there are Muslims, even during this month of Ramadan, who are fasting 17 to 18 hours a day. 17. A lot of the people here on this fast you see here with me today, the people you see here with me today, a lot of them have been fasting for 17 to 18 hours. 17 to 18 hours, and they are still going strong.
Five in a row, please. 5 in a row.
As you can see, there's a significant number of people who have turned up here today. Good evening, Howard. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm just mingling with the here. It's fantastic to see you here today as well. Thank you very much for joining us.
Well, I'm here to show a bit of solidarity from all of the friends of the Muslim community in Tower Hamlets and East London, and to respect the fact that they've decided to organise this march to show that there's no place for hatred in any part of our city.
Thank you very much, and it's great having you here and seeing you. Thank you. Well, we're actually moving out of Al-Tabali Park now. I'm just going to try and skip Dulal Bhai there on the side here. Hopefully he won't push me in and be very strict with me. But we're just passing Brick Lane on the right-hand side now. And I've got a number of people on the front line, as you can see, with the banner. I've got Aroz Mia there, chairman of the Bangladesh Football Association, who's on the front line. Former Metropolitan Police Authority member Abdullah and ex-councillor Abdullah, he's there on the front. My good friend, classmate Fakhru Haq Misbah, he's there. Naufal Zamir from Zamir Telecom, a great supporter of myself personally and a sponsor of Scintilla Cricket Club over the last few years as well. So you can see a lot of community giants as well. And there next to Abdullah on the front hand line is Zakir Khan from Canary Wharf Group as well. And we are here, as you can see, there's a police presence with us here today as well. And but it's all very much silence. I'm in love with my voice, hence I'm talking. I'm continuously talking, and this is my brief here today. I will be continuously talking as we move along. But we've got police presence here today as well. Not that it's absolutely necessary. We're not expecting anybody to behave rowdy or unruly here today. It is going to be an immaculate we're going to make a very strong statement, and it's going to be an immaculate demonstration of unity. There may not be thousands of people here today, but when will we ever need hundreds and thousands of people to make an impact, in whichever cause that we chose to? And the people that you can see here today, as I mentioned very early in the proceedings, people like Misbah, who's there in the middle of the front row, they have actually been preparing for this rally for weeks on end. And a lot of us, what we are doing is coming here to make a great stand that terrorism and those who sow division amongst us and those who chose to drive a wedge between us, they will never be accepted and they will never be tolerated by members of our community. there are people in this crowd who actually work for the police service, who work for local authority, who are part-time journalists like myself as well, who are community activists on a regular basis, and who are contributing very, very widely to our society. Right, I'm going to commence some more interviews. There's too many people to interview here today as well. I've just been informed by ex-councillor Abdullah, former Metropolitan Police Authority member as well, that when we go to Aldgate East Station, Aldgate Station, we will pause there for a slight period. I'm now going to talk to community activists, renowned local businessman and supporter of great community causes, Naufal Zamir. Zamir Bhai, thank you very much for giving me some of your time to talk here today.
It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Could you talk us through your thoughts on today's assembly here today?
Well, we want to give very simple message, but very strong and powerful and significant message today. This is about what we stand for, what Islam stands for. Islam stands for peace. Islam stands for unity. Islam stands for coexistence of all kinds of race, religion, color, creed together, and that's what the beauty of Islam is. And what we are seeing nowadays is we see very insignificant, negligible fringe elements who are claiming in the name of Islam, causing atrocities around the world, doing terror attacks around the world, and that is, in our opinion, completely outrageous. And that is because they do not represent any kind of violence or terrorism, doesn't represent Islam at all to the least. And therefore, we believe that the people who are doing all of these atrocities, they are not a part of Islam and they must not abuse the name of Islam at all. And we do not recognize them or their actions. Any of their actions they are doing, we do not recognize them to be the actions done by our beloved messenger, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We do not recognize them doing things according to the principles of Quran and Islam. And therefore, we want to come out and say and make this peace rally to unite Muslims, non-Muslims, Christians, Jews, everybody, believers, non-believers, Muslims, non-Muslims in the world, to tell everyone that what is happening in the name of Islam is basically these people have hijacked the name of Islam. We do not recognize their actions to be actions of any Muslim. No Muslim can recognize their actions to be from Islam or them to be Muslims. So we tell everyone what we want to do. We want to work together with everyone in England, in the UK, globally, that our message is going to be to work socially, to work economically, to work politically together to engage, because what we are seeing is there is a huge divide happening between Muslims and non-Muslim across the world. There's a huge mistrust happening due to all of these terrorist activities, and we wish to, and this is an effort to bridge that divide which is happening. And that is exactly, the division is what these terrorists want. The terrorists want, they will thrive when there is a division between Muslims and non-Muslims. There is mistrust between Muslims and non-Muslims. And we cannot and we must not, being educated professionals and knowing Islam, we cannot allow that to happen. So therefore we are conducting this rally so that we can be the voice of the mainstream Muslims, and this is the voice of the mainstream Muslims. You may not have thousands and millions of people coming out, but this is what Muslims, they feel in the core of their heart, is that only a few people have hijacked the name of Islam and causing all these terrorism atrocities across the globe, and that is giving Islam a bad name, and that is going to and they're depicted in a very different way in different levels of media. And therefore we believe that it is important that we come out and we start doing things so that we start making a noise, so that people are more aware that Muslims are actually peaceful. Islam is about peace, and that our message is very clear. There is no position of terrorism in Islam. There is no position of violence in Islam. And therefore, these people who are doing all these atrocities do not belong to Islam, do not belong to us. Actually, who it helps is they are not only the enemies of Islam, they are also the enemies of Christianity. They are the enemies of Judaism. They are the enemies of the global population and the mankind. So therefore, we have to work together. Muslims, Muslims, Christians, Jews, non-Muslims, everybody, peace-loving people in the world, we need to work together so that we can defeat terrorists and their ambitions to cause fear in the hearts of people in the West and across the world. They thrive when there is fear amongst the people, and we must come out and do whatever is needful to ensure they are not successful.
Thank you very much for your words. You've summed it up perfectly, Nawfal Bhai. Thank you very much. I'm going to...
Okay, everyone. Attention, please.
We're now standing in front of Aldgate East Station, where we will mark a minute's silence just to commemorate those. We're now going to conduct a minute's silence.
Starting from... I'll start it now.
1 minute.
Start it.
Okay, we're now going to resume our walk again now. I have a very good friend here on my right as well, someone who's no stranger to media interviews as well. Abdullah, I should remind you now, he's in his 40s now. We went to school together. He's a long-standing friend of mine, and he's been involved in grassroots politics for decades, I should add, 2 to 3 decades now as well. Abdul, is it right for me to say now as well that since you ceased being a councillor, you actually found a new lease of life in grassroots community work again?
I don't know about new lease of life, but I'm doing what I always did, but without the need to be in the town hall. I'm where it matters, on the floor, in the streets, in the community groups. So, just this weekend, we've done a vigil for Joe Cox, who was murdered yesterday. Today we're doing this event, and tomorrow we'll be doing an interfaith iftar gathering. We continue to work. We continue to work to make our voices heard, to work in the community to make sure that we continue to work. We continue to work, make sure that our needs of the community is being heard. So whether I'm in the office or not, it doesn't matter. That doesn't mean my voice is quiet. My voice is still there, and I've got a voice. I want to use it. And what little people who know me or people I have some recognition, then that's great. That means I can actually get my message across even better. So that's what I'm working on.
And talking about just going back to the event that we've got here, the assembly of people that we've got here as well. It's a promising turnout here today as well. People have been fasting for almost 20 hours as well. Could you reflect on what's happening here right now?
Obviously we're very blessed with the beautiful weather. It's also a bit of a hinder because obviously it's tiring for people who've been fasting since 2 in the morning. But the important thing is that we, diverse community of different professional, different age, different nationality, but come together to say, this is our city. You know, we stopped outside Aldgate tube station to remember those in 7/7 that we lost, and one of them was a young Bangladeshi girl. You know, people forget that. So, you know, terrorism affects everyone, indiscriminately kills people, and so doing this, it says that we are claiming our city from the terrorists. They don't speak for us. They're not part of the society. We don't want them in our city.
Thank you very much for your time, and it's always a pleasure catching up. Thank you. I'm just going to move forward I'm going to be very cheeky and move past these officers, right, sorry, to the front of the queue again now. So where you can see there's been a little slight change of shift in the people who are actually carrying the banner now. So we've got a group of young ladies, I should add, relatively young when compared to me as well. So LB24 viewers can see that a group of women and ladies have taken over as well. So it's not just a case of men voicing their voices. Although this is actually a silent rally here today as well, it's very, very important that the organizers and the people who attend here are given equally the same platform to have a say on what affects us on a daily basis. The people who commit these atrocities on a daily basis are no different to any other extremists, whether they're from any other religion or background or none, as you would have it as well. And you know what, Frank, to be frank and to be frankly very, very clear and truthful with you, whether it's man or woman or men or women or children or youngsters or senior citizens as well, we're all just practically fed up. Thank you very much. We're just getting a round of applause from some of the passers-by there as well. So it's, like I said, it's a change of shift. It still is a silent rally. As you will notice with me walking next to the ladies here as well, there is no screaming taking place. If you're watching on LB24 TV, and I know we've got a significant number of viewers who will be actually watching this as well, can I please request that, because of this is not a commercial radio station or a TV station, and I will be writing a newspaper report about this as well, but can I please make one request to all our viewers? There is a share button icon there. If you can please very kindly click the this way, yeah. If you can very kindly click the share button that we have. Sorry, I'm getting in the way there as well, and share it with your own networks as well. I can't stress how important it is for our communities. When I say communities, I'm not just talking about the Muslim community. These are acts and atrocities which affect everyone. When terrorists carry out crimes in the name of Islam, do you think they actually go down to places like London Bridge or Aldgate Station and they say, you know what, I'll handpick some Muslims or those who look like Muslims, someone like me who obviously looks like a Muslim, do you think they handpick me or give me a warning or send me a text and move it? When these acts are committed, each and every single one of us are affected on a daily basis. I remember myself, I've got a police officer next to me, we've got liaison officers there as well. When I once said on Facebook that I wanted to become a police officer, somebody said that I was out of the fold of Islam. So these are the type of people that we are facing with, and we are the challenges they present to us on a daily basis. And the vast majority of the people, the sisters you see on the front here, and all the gentlemen and all the young boys, and you know, I've got my sons here today, I've got my cousins here, everyone, all the people that you see here today, please take note of one thing. Not a lot of us are equipped to deal with the intellectual challenges when it comes to issues such as terrorism. When we're faced with questions, we are just as bewildered as anybody else. You know, we don't know how to stop it. We would like our voices to be heard. This is not something new. Today what's happening, the demonstration that's taking place is not a new phenomenon. Muslims have been condemning these acts for a long, long time. When I put something up on Facebook and my friends say, you know what, you're a good Muslim, I always say one thing to them. For LB24 viewers who are watching, I always say one thing to them. I say, you know what, the irony is, it's the vast majority of us who are like this as well. I know. I enjoy football. I might not drink and eat pork. Enjoy football and every aspect of British society. Not only do we participate in it, we are also excelling as well. And where are we now, ladies? We are now, well, we're actually opposite the East India Arms. We're on Fenchurch Street, and we've just been asked to pause And we're going to commence again. So we're on Fenchurch Street. For those who are logging on now and watching, I've got a request, and I'm going to repeat this again and again. Please, please click the share button. As you can see, the front line we got here, we got a group of sisters, some females who are now taking the lead in this protest as well. They are very, very camera shy. Believe me, I can tell without even speaking to them. But they have taken a frontline role because of this cause. Each and every single one of us are affected by what is happening. I have children who use public transport all the time. I have children, and people here have children and relatives and uncles and aunts and cousins and friends and neighbors who frequent public places all the time. And they are just as prone and suspect. And they are just as prone and suspect to be victims of what is going on in our name. And frankly, again, I keep repeating myself. Some of you may be thinking that I'm on a loop here as well. Frankly speaking, we have had enough of what is going on. So I'm just looking at now, we're still on Fenchurch Street. We're passing London Street on the left-hand side. And as we're walking up, still on Fenchurch Street, I have 4 ladies in the front, another 4 ladies in the second row behind. And like I said, it's very important to have a unified voice. When we were in Al Tabali Park, there were a lot of non-Muslim people as well, who, I wouldn't say happy to see us, but they appreciated us being there. And not only that, so it's a two-way thing. We appreciated the presence of our non-Muslim friends as well. It's very, very important. A lot of the times Muslims are accused on a daily basis, and it's really, really depressing. I had a theory once that if you looked at the mindset of a Muslim, you would find a lot of Muslims probably suffer from depression and blues to some extent because of the onslaught that we face on a daily basis when it comes to accusations from the mainstream media, and also as well white supremacists, racists, you call them as well, when they accuse. But today we're here to raise our voice, unified together, and say, right, enough is enough. This is our city. We are not going to accept anybody, absolutely anybody, committing crimes on our behalf in this great city of London. As I keep on saying and again, born and bred London. A lot of them, the majority of people here are born and bred Londoners. It is by far the greatest city in the world. I want to say this on record as well. Anybody who disagrees with me, they have their right to do so. But London by far is the greatest city in the world. The amount of diversity, the diversity that we have in London, the excitement factor, and everything just goes on. The freedom to be who you are. I was speaking to a Muslim friend quite recently, and I said, you know, you put in an application for a mosque in a different country, anyway, you wouldn't receive it. London, England, it tolerates everybody. Whether you're a Muslim, you're a non-Muslim, you don't choose to have a religion, whatever your denomination, whatever color you are, it doesn't make a difference. Everybody is accepted, and this is the strength. Shah, do you want me to come on this? This is the strength. This is the strength of our great city as Londoners. You know, this is the strength of our great city. We're just going to very quickly pause here, and I'm going to say, if you look behind me, as you can see, the crowd has actually got bigger as well. I can see some of my friends who've actually turned up, and if we give them a look there as well, a lot of people. I can see Saidafa there in the back. Salam Jones is there somewhere. I've seen him taking a selfie of myself, taking a selfie. Shahid Kamal is there, Mizan Bhai is there, Zakir Khan is there, everybody's there. And these are all Londoners, born and bred, most of them, bona fide Londoners. Do you want me to go back to my position, Shah? No? Bona fide Londoners.
You stay here.
Okay.
5 in a row, please. 5 in a row.
Bona fide, 5 in a row. If we just remind everybody here as well now, as well. And there's Salam Bhai, as I mentioned, I did see him and Afa there walking past as well. And catch up with you soon. Hazar Bhai, nice to see you here as well. Okay. There's quite a significant number of people who have turned up as well. And young and old, we've even got a little toddler there as well, mashallah.
We have guests from non-Muslim community as well. So we have Adrian. We would like to take few comments from him, perhaps.
Absolutely. We'll catch up with her. It's a superstar. Shiraz Bhai just
And
walking
he has
past,
come with
Ahmed walking
his
past as
family,
well.
with the two kids.
There's
Adrian,
the other Shiraz
can
Bhai
we have
walking
a quick
past there.
interview
Ahmed
of you,
walking past
very
as well.
quickly, if you don't mind?
Camera
Please.
we can walk with you. We can walk with you.
The camera is
Hello.
here on our back.
Okay,
so
we can.
If the camera
We can.
comes to the front.
We'll do it as we walk along. No problem.
So
Okay.
we only launched this Facebook site
Sure.
1 week, less than a week.
Sure.
And we've done some we've done some messaging, and Adrian found us using the Facebook, and he made some positive remarks and comments, and he sent us message. So I'll let Adrian take it up from there, what he thinks about us and why he's joining us today.
Adrian, thank you very much for joining us on this silent rally. Although we're not going to be silent for a few minutes here as well now. How did you, obviously you came across the information for this rally on Facebook?
I did. We are supporters of the left wing, so we're socialists, but we believe in everybody's right to follow a religion. And we love this city. And I spent years living with Muslim people when I was younger, and they treated me with the utmost respect, and I've never forgotten it. And I know that they are not responsible for what happens with these criminals. I know that Muslims do not do this, so we've come out here today to show our solidarity.
Wonderful. And I see you've got your family with you as well, Adrian.
Yes, we are Anglo-Chinese, so I'm mixed Chinese, and my partner's parents are from Hong Kong, and my two daughters, Mayan and Kailin. And we do a lot of marches, so we wanted to come out and support the Muslim community in London, because we love the diversity of this city, and this is it.
And Adrian, how important is it for the community to come out and make this amazing statement here today?
Very important, because the mainstream press misrepresents what's happening, and one of the allegations you always hear is Muslim people never condemn the terrorist attacks, and yet all of my Muslim friends always condemn them, always. It's just never reported. So it's very, very important. And I will put this out on social media, so thousands of others, so will you, and I suspect. So it is utmost important to come out on the streets and make yourself known. I mean, it's your streets as well.
Of course. And a last question, Adrian. Again, on the importance of making statements at a rally like this as well. What does unity mean for us going together and forward?
Diversity is strength. Right, and from diversity, everything will progress, and that's the end of it and the beginning of it. And it doesn't matter what colour we are, doesn't matter if we have a religion or none, as long as we all come together in peace and understanding. And I'll tell you who taught me that. It was my Muslim brothers and sisters.
Adrian, it's been wonderful. I'll probably catch up with you again at the end to take a picture with you as well. Fantastic. Thank you for your call. Thank you, everyone. I'll catch up with you at the finishing line. Thank you. Right, I'm going to start moving forward again now as well. Slowly but surely. Should we go front? Just a second. There's a troublesome bunch here. There's a whole bunch of troublemakers on my left-hand side here. Mosh, come get the shot as well. How you boys finding it?
Yeah, man. We're here today to demonstrate against the people who carried out those really attacking atrocities in London Bridge. We're here to show people that we are with them, not in our name, not in our city, and so it's a peaceful rally. We're going to London Bridge now to show our alliance with the people who have been affected.
Thank you very much, Mosh. I think it's safe to say that he had a Sam moment there if you're watching as well. And if you heard Moklis swearing there as well, I apologize in advance. I'll get Ibrahim Bhai to do his kneecaps at the end as well. Now, because of that, could you please speak out? He didn't realize actually there's a microphone there which is picking up stuff from 50 meters. So he's live on in Ramadan as well.
Yeah, sincere apologies
How you boys
to
finding
everyone.
it?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, but it would have been great, a lot more people coming. But everyone that has come so far is great. Obviously we know it's Ramadan, it's the last 10 days, everyone's doing their own bits.
Sure.
But the outcome of the people that's here today, alhamdulillah, is great. But we need to stand up, we need to show our voice and do as much as we can.
Fantastic.
Church.
Yes, Church. And apart from
Apologies.
apologies in advance as well, but you glad you came?
Yeah. I mean,
Is it? Does it make a difference whether there's 1,000 people or whether there's 5 people here as well? The impact, I agree.
Not really. I don't think so. It makes any difference if it's 5 or 10 or 1,000. I think just participating is the main thing. To say that, I mean, it's not in our name, not in our city, basically.
Right, enough with the limelight. I'm going to move on now as well. I'm going to move on now to Mr. Babai. I've just spotted him here as well. Now, how are you finding it, Mr. Babai?
Very good, my first time, so a good experience going on a rally, so it's good.
Why is it important to do stuff like this?
I think it's just to show solidarity. I think people may, there's some people that might judge that what is the Muslim community doing. From our point of view is, we're with them anyway. So, from our part, the people that have done this kind of stuff are criminals and they should be tried and tested, in that aspect. Here, we're just coming to show solidarity to the victims and the families that are involved relating to the London terror attack and the Manchester attack. And hopefully, that should show that, Muslims aren't with them, that they're actually with the rest of the community in London and UK.
And hopefully the impact of this silent rally, well, silent, we're not silent, but everybody gets the drift. Hopefully the impact, it doesn't matter. I always say it doesn't matter whether there's 1,000 people or 10 people here. It's the impact of what you do as well. Would you agree with me on that?
Absolutely. I mean, did you just see passing by people in the car just waving at us, smiling at us, and also they were clapping. Those few people were walking past that were appreciating. That just shows that they're appreciating us coming out and doing this, rally to show the solidarity that we're with them. And they feel that, obliged to actually support that.
Fantastic. Mr. Babai, as always, thank you very much. And I'll catch up with you at the end.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. Right, I'm going to slowly start moving again to the front. And as you know, you're on Facebook Live, everybody who's watching now. And so far, it's been absolutely wonderful. I've met and talked to a number of people. Again, I'm going to reiterate for those people who are actually logging in now as well, there is a share icon button. Please click it and share it. This is an amazing cause, and the importance, I can't put into perspective how important it is to support a rally like this as well. We are absolutely sick and tired we're absolutely sick and tired of people carrying out atrocities in our name. Crimes that affect not only non-Muslims but also Muslims as well. Look at the significant number of look at the terrorist attacks that have taken place all over the world since God knows how long. And look at the number of people who have actually lost their lives, who are from the Islamic faith and none as well. We are now on King William Street, and I'm just going to head back again to the front and join the sisters at the front here as well. Anfar bhai, how are you doing? You okay?
I'm good.
How's it going for you? You've been doing a sterling job.
Very good. Very good. Very happy with the way things are going.
Brilliant.
Turn up is really good.
I'm going to catch up with you again very shortly when my cameraman comes out. So I'm going to join the ladies at the front again now. We are now going to squeeze past the public subway. Which station is this? Monument. So we're now at Monument Station now. Left past Camera! Sure! And we're walking past Monument Station now, right now. There's not a lot of time left. I think there's time left for slow down. For some Sure. Where's the camera? I'm just pausing for a while whilst I try to find my cameraman who's going walkies. Right. Okay. I want to interview some sisters now as well. Okay, you're there. Sister, what's your name? Assalamu alaikum. Sister, what's your name?
Rahima Khatun.
Rahima Khatun. Okay. Are you here alone today?
No, my husband.
Okay.
I'm a husband.
Fantastic. And why is it important for us to make this kind of statement to the world?
যে আমরা যে টেররিস্ট অ্যাটাক কর এটা আমরা নাম লইয়া কর আমরা মুসলিমে এটা করই না তো আমরা কোরআনও এটা হয় না তো আমরা তারা স্টপ করতাম হইব যে আমরা তারা লগে নাই আমরা এটা বুঝাইতাম চাইতাম আমরা তার লগে নাই
Wonderful. She's probably given the best explanation of the night here as well today. So she's here with family, Rahima is, and she's felt strongly enough about these heinous crimes and atrocities committed in the names of Muslims to come out here tonight and to demonstrate in a silent rally because, in her own words, the Quran itself does not condone any of these heinous crimes and actions against fellow human beings. The Quran itself doesn't condone these acts. So what kind of a so-called Muslim who uses... Stop. We're going to stop here very quickly. We're just pausing here for a very short while. So we're going to have a quick announcement now. Just to
Okay, everyone, after Kalharukashave, since we're here so quite early, আমরা বাকি early আছি আমরা ডিসিশন করতে অফটার বেস্ট হইব যে আমরা ব্রিজে গিয়ে আমরা এক মিনিট সাইলেন্ট করিয়া then we will move back again as a group to Altabali Park অনেক আমরা ইফতার বানাবো সবে ঠিক আছে রে
Okay. Yeah.
অনেক আমরা অনুবাদ করতে পারবো আমরা
এখন পাঁচজন করে জোগাড় করে ব্রিজে আমরা যাইবো and in silence please.
Okay, 5 in a row.
Right, we've just been...
পাঁচজন করে একটা রো পাঁচজন লাইন মারা ব্রিজ উঠতাম আমরা প্লিজ পাঁচজন আনফর ভাই Shainul Rukon, can you get 5 in a row please?
Right, those of us, there's some people, believe it or not, on this march, we're actually watching this march on Facebook Live. You're requested to stay in 5 in a row and move forward slowly. Right, we're resuming this as well. There's, Zakir Bhai has made a new announcement, which means that because the mega athletes that you see behind me here, who have actually done very well on their timings and made it to London Bridge on time, what will happen now is we will be taking... Just a second. So what we're doing now is the silent rally. Everybody squeeze in a bit. Yeah. Okay, so what we will be doing now is there's been a slight change of plan. The people who are participating on this silent rally will go to London Bridge, walk up, and then we will pause for a short moment, few moments, and then we will actually turn back and go back to Altabali Park from where we commenced this demonstration here today, and then we will break our iftar there as well. So, Dulal Bhai, where are we now exactly? We are on London Bridge now. I'm really grateful to say. So far, again, I'm just reminding everybody who's watching this live on Facebook that please remember to share and click the share button. This is a non-commercial report. We are independent media. And remember, what is happening today, please remember what is happening today has got historical significance, because we Muslims and our non-Muslim friends...
You need to go all to the right.
All to the right, yeah? This side? This
Go
one,
past
yeah?
that, and then,
Okay.
then we do the line.
Okay. So what we are doing here today is of historical significance. A fairly large number of Muslims. Sisters? Oh, no, you come, Nara. Okay. A fairly large number of Muslims. And again, I'm mentioning the point that to make a point for a cause and a statement never required a large number of people. It does, however, require determination and passion and one-mindedness and dedication and love. And remember, this is our city. The acts that have been committed, the atrocities, my mouth is a little bit dry. I apologize if I sound a little bit funny. I have been at the cricket and running today as well, so my mouth is a little bit dry. And I've been chatterboxing now for, how long have we been out? About half an hour, 45 minutes now. So going back to what we're doing here again. We're on London Bridge now, and I would say the walk has absolutely been fantastic. It has been an amazing, should we say, it's an amazing memory, an amazing statement made by amazing and ordinary people here. I'm going to, Fokru, can you just move forward a bit, please? Go. I'm going to speak to my friend Fokru here now, who's one of the main organizers for this event. Assalamu alaikum. Thanks very much for joining us here. Talk us about the concept and you've been putting some amazingly hard work into this event for the last number of weeks.
Yeah, I think, after the incident that happened in Manchester, and then shortly after we had the horrific incident in London Bridge in Borough Market, and it was so close to home. A lot of us come to Borough Market, to the restaurants, to eat, and it's an amazing place, and it was so close to home. So I guess a group of us, ordinary British Muslims, young Muslims, wanted to come together and do something about this. And I think our objective was twofold. I think one was to send out a message to those extremists and would-be terrorists within our midst. And we have to be honest. These guys, yes, okay, for what they do, takes them out of the fold of Islam, but ultimately, okay, all right, they are from our community. Some of these guys, are from Barking, from Ilford, and other places, right? I was just reading the other day. I grew up in Stepney. I went to Stepney Green School with you, yeah. And and stuff, right? There's a guy from Stepney, who got sent down for 6 years for trying to, go to Syria and stuff. So these are guys from our midst. So we need to, as a community, all right, stand up, okay, and say, no, you guys do not do this in our name. You do not do it in our city. So that's the first message. I think the second group of people that we wanted to send a message to, okay, which is a secondary message, is to those right-wing extremists, okay, to the right-wing media, that yes, these guys, just because they say they're Muslims, they don't do it in our name, they don't do it in our city. So it's that whole purpose of sending out a message, clear message, all right, of not in our city, all right, not in our name, not in our city.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. You've been doing some amazing work and you're a total inspiration. I want to thank you on behalf of our community for the effort that you've put in, and hopefully this will be the start of something special to come.
Inshallah, it's not, it's a whole team. I think there's a good group of people, okay, who, in the 80s, 90s, fought off the racist BNP and, fought off the racist. And it's that group of people who've come back together now, okay, to deal with this. So, inshallah, make dua for us, support us, okay. Today's rally is just a small beginning of hopefully some of the work that we want to do in the coming weeks, months, and years.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Well done. Good man. Okay, well, we've arrived now. I've still got Miss for there next to me now. So we've arrived now at, should we say, just looking at tributes and flowers and, tributes and poetry left for the deceased. And it's quite poignant, it's quite sad looking at this. Is the first time that I've actually seen this as well. And it's actually quite sad looking at what's going on here now as well. I'm going to ask Shah. Shah! Where's the camera? Okay. I'm just going to. How you keeping? Okay.
Emdad
জি
ভাই আইসেন লন্ডন বাংলাদেশ করতে LB24 আমরা অনেক সাংবাদিক মানুষ আচ্ছা এমদাদ ভাই আপনি আইসেন ভাই আইসি ভাই নন মুসলিম হল আইসেন কারণ আছে আমার খুব ভালো লাগছে ভাই দেখি আছে ইমোশনাল ফিল করি আছে অত মুসলমান হল আইসেন আইসি কারণ আছে ইউনাইটেড লাগি মেক এ স্ট্যান্ড লন্ডন লোকে আমরা লন্ডন ছাড়াও যে অন্য শহর হল আছে জায়গায় আমরা অনেক আমার হাজারা মানুষ আছে এই দেশ আমরা জন্ম হয়েছে বড় হয়েছে আমরা এই দেশ ছাড়া তোমরা চিনি না আর এরা যে ক্রিমিনাল হলে যে আমরা নাম লইয়া যে এরা খাস করা এটা আমরা সহ্য করতাম না আমরা কোনোদিন সহ্য করছি না আমরা ক্রেডিট পাইছি না বাট টুডে আজকে আমরা একটা পাবলিক স্টেটমেন্ট মানে আর আমরা যে আমরা এটা সহ্য করতাম যে আপনি এক্সাম্পল দিয়ে রাই ওটা আপনার টাইটেল লাগিয়ে এক্সাম্পল দিয়ে সাহেব আপনি ওসি ইয়েস মাশাআল্লাহ
Right. Shah, can you do a picture, please? Huh? Good.
Thank you, Munir Hussain bhai. Shakib Hussain bhai, I hope you want 5 minutes আপনার answer পাইলি sir. আস্তে আস্তে Once again, 5 in the line, please.
We are now heading, there's a slight round of applause from people there as well. Just to remind everybody who's watching this, there's a round of applause taking place now as well. Just to remind everybody that this rally has taken place in the month of Ramadan. We are united with every other human being in this great city of ours, in this country of ours, on this planet here today. We are here to make a statement to everybody, to remind everybody that we will not be cowed by these cowards, and we will not allow them the way to change the way we live, and we will not allow them to put a wedge between us. And just going to observe for a little bit now whilst we London Bridge is quite busy. There's quite a lot of people outside, even though it's Saturday night, people who are in their so various establishments here now enjoying a meal or drink or anything, and there's quite a lot of people outside now as well. We're actually attracting quite a lot of interest, should we say, from bystanders, from tourists, and also from just members of the general public here as well. Again, it doesn't need 1,000 people to make a huge impact in whatever we do. It can take one person, and it can take a very small number of people to make a huge difference and a huge impact in what we do. And today, hopefully, as Misfa said earlier, today hopefully is the start of something rather special and ongoing, that the community will no longer tolerate these kind of acts. The community will root out these kind of criminals, and the community itself would work with the law agencies and establishments to defeat these blights. Remember one thing, I have people who always say to me,
Stop!
I'll carry on in a bit, we're just stopping now.
গেলে তো আমরা ও গ্রুপে
Just
ইউজ ডোন্ট করা হইতো না
just take the banner to the front.
That's it.
Just take the banner there.
Sorry, can you let the people pass, please? Thank you.
Abdal.
Thank you, thank you.
Sorry about that. Abdal.
Okay, mashallah, we've reached London Bridge. Now we are going to do a 2-minute silence to remember those who lost their lives in the terror attack on the bridge.
There will be a 2-minute silence starting very shortly to remember solemnly those who tragically lost their lives during the atrocities committed during the month of Ramadan by so-called Muslims.
So thank you to everyone who's shown us support today during our walk. And like I said, after this we're going to actually turn around and we're going to head back to Alta Valley Park in an orderly fashion again. So, Abdul, are we ready for the 2-minute silence?
2-minute silence just about to proceed.
Okay, 2-minute silence from now, please. Thank you.
We have it. There was an immaculately observed 2-minute silence by everybody who was attending here today as well. Well done to everybody involved, and fantastic. There's been members of the public who have joined us to observe solidarity and respect with those who died and lost their lives in this terror attack, as Zakir Khan said, on London Bridge.
We're here to show our support. We're here to pay our respect to everyone that lost their lives. So, one more time. Not in our name,
not in our city.
Not in our name,
not in our city.
Not in our name,
not in our city.
Okay, we're going to turn around now. So if I could get Abdul Bhai, take the banner.
Just take the banner at the back.
Everyone, can
right,
we give
what we're going
a big
to do now
round of
is
applause to the Metropolitan Police, please? The support is fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're heading back
I'm now going to head to the back.
We can break our fast. And then tomorrow morning, inshallah, those who want to join us, we'll be meeting again at 11:30. We want to go to Grenfell Tower, West London. আমরা কালকে 11:30 সময় আলতাবালি পার্ক আবার আমরা মিট করব to go and show our respect to those who lost their lives in the fire in the tower. So দাঁড়া দাইতে আমরা লগে 11:30 আলতাবালি Park. If we can please turn in an orderly fashion, facing the other direction now. We want to head back.
I'm going to head back to the front now again, and hopefully join some of the volunteers at the front who there. Alaikum Gaf, how are you? Okay. Back now to Ali Park where so what I'll do is probably now, because it's a bit more relaxed now as well, I will be catching some people. It's a very important point you made there as well. It's a good friend Shoaib who's just made a very, very important point. Enough for me to actually get this on Facebook Live at this minute as well now. Although, like we've been arguing here today, it doesn't require a large number of people to make an impact, but the turnout could have been better, yeah?
Yeah, it could have been better. I mean, obviously the turnout doesn't actually make, but it could have been better. If there was more people showing more support, then obviously the people would feel a bit more, we could get the message across to the people much clearer that we don't actually support terrorism in this country or any sort of, in the name of Islam. So to show the people, actually I'm getting a bit lost, yeah? So basically we're just telling the people not in our city, not in our name, to show our support and solidarity with the people who have lost their lives in London Bridge in that terrible, horrific incident. But not just this one, there was other incident a few months back in Westminster. So this sort of incident that they showing the media actually covering, showing that Muslim extremists are behind this, which is not actually true, because terrorist is just a terrorist. He does not have any faith, he does not have any religion, he does not have anything, okay? And it's simply a terrorist, so do not categorize any terrorist with Muslim or Christian or any other religion whatsoever. Terrorists should be just simply terrorists, okay?
Thank you very much, and you're doing an amazing job giving up your time to carry out stewarding duties, which are unpaid and everything as well. Thank you very much again.
I think it's a great honor and privilege to be a part of this and to be here today and serving this, to be taking a role in this rally. It's great. Good to be here today. Thanks.
I've got on my left here the great Salam Jones. What the hell, bro?
Well, that's connected to that.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Wonderful to see you as well. Yeah, did you? Were you already in London, or did you travel down from Luton today?
I was working here today, but we planned it in such a way that we knew we'd be here. Yeah, we both. My wife travelled in from Luton.
Very, very convenient. Good to see she's back from her travels as well.
Yeah, she's always away. So yeah, I don't know. Five times a year.
You know what? It's a common cause, but one of the most interesting things I've noted today is each and every person has got themselves. They've got a story about why they're here today, even though we're here for a united purpose as well. So, why do you give up? Should we say a nice evening in Luton at home? You've been working non-stop. You've been ill recently as well. What made you come down here tonight?
Okay, can I be completely straight?
Yeah.
I am British.
Yes.
I am Bengali, and I'm a Muslim. Yeah, and this is my identity, you know. And we live here. We don't know anything different than this life that we have here, like yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
And it really I'm going to try and keep my language clean because obviously your viewers are, you know. It really infuriates me. I mean, it makes me so angry that people are going out there killing in our name. I didn't sign any. I didn't give them permission. I didn't sign any paperwork saying yes, go and kill, you know, innocent people. It really it really infuriates me. It makes me really angry. Then there's a knock-on effect of that mainstream white society, mainstream non-Muslim society in this country then get the impression that these Muslims are crazy. They're fanatics, they're this, they're that. Actually, we're not, man. We're just like you people. We bleed like you, we eat like you, we use the toilet just like you people.
Just like you people.
And we pay our taxes like you people. And to be honest with you, the way I am, I've been raised in this country and Europe. I don't see any difference between them and us. For me, there really isn't a them and us. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Listen, man, as long as you pay taxes in this country, you're getting shafted by the same Tory government, yeah? We're all feeling the pain, you know? So there really isn't a Muslim, non-Muslim divide. There needn't be one. This is an imaginary fictional divide that the terrorists create, and also the racists, the bigots, and the chavs, the ignorant inbred chavs create. Oh, you Muslims all... No, we're not, man. We're not. Don't put us all in the same thing, you know? I did a bit of research recently into other extremist groups, so of other faiths. You have the Jewish extremists, you have Hindu extremists, you have Sikh terrorists, you have Christian terrorists. You can't just say that all white Christians are racist bigots because the KKK. Yeah. You can't say that all Christians want to go around killing people because of the Lord's, is it Republic Army? In Africa. Yeah. Not all Sikhs are terrorists because a few Sikhs were responsible for the killing of Indira Gandhi. You know, does that make sense? So you can't label people like that. And I think anyone that does is just they're ignorant, uneducated.
And lastly, Salam Bhai, tell me about the impact this will have on our communities, whether it's in England or Europe, all over the world.
Do you know what? It's amazing how many woke people have said to me, oh, no, it's pointless going on these marches. Why should you have to apologise? Mate, I'm not apologising for shit. This is very simple. I'm not saying sorry for these crazy lunatics because they're actually nothing to do with me.
No.
Yeah, or you. We don't know these people. We don't want to know these people. They're nuts. They're doolally. They believe in this ideology that's extremely warped from the original teachings of Islam. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't want mainstream society to think that we belong to that. And again, like I said, you know what? I'm going on. I'm just. But no, you get the idea. Yeah. I feel very, very passionately. I'm not here to apologise. I'm here to say, you know what? This has nothing to do with us. Leave us alone and go and bother somebody else. Does that make sense?
Salam Jones, you're a legend.
You are more, much bigger a legend than me, man.
Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to move on now. That was possibly the best interview of the night here tonight as well. I'm going to move on. I'm going to try and catch up with a few more people as we walk up now as well. I can spy Dilawar Khan from the East London Mosque, who's on my right coming up here, and I've come up to him. Very nicely cruised up right next to him. He's Dilawar Bhai, thank you very much for joining us here. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
And tell us about the importance and the significance of what is happening here today, Dilawar Bhai.
I think it's very important that we need to show that we are against this extremism and terrorism. Islam is a peaceful religion. We are a peaceful community. We want to live together in peace with everyone. There are some people who are ignorant, who completely misunderstood our religion, and they're giving us a bad name. And this happens in more or less in every community, but we need to highlight this, that these people are the extremists. They are extremely few in number. The vast majority of Muslims are peace-loving, and we want to live together with everyone in peace.
Dilawar Bhai, is it important for us to come out and make very strong and united statements like we are making here today?
Yes, it's very important because the majority of the people in this country are non-Muslims, and they can't really distinguish who is extreme and who are mainstream. So that's why the mainstream Muslim community, we need to come out and reinforce the message that those people who are doing this, they are very few in number, and they're not the mainstream Muslim society. The mainstream Muslim society is part and parcel of the society.
You know, as someone who's at the forefront of our community, you will know this better than I do, but Muslims, there's a mindset among Muslims who say we don't need to apologize, and to some extent they're right, and what they say is true because we don't. Nobody else gets saddled with baggage like the Muslim community does when people carry out atrocities in their name as well. We excel in every aspect of society, that we contribute to it, and we participate in it as well. What more can we do? Or are we doing as much as we can possibly do at this present moment of time?
I don't think anyone's apologizing, but we have to condemn. And whatever is wrong, we have to say it's wrong. If we remain silent, then people will make assumptions about us. So that's why I think we need to be a bit more proactive. And what needs to be done, I think everyone needs to come together. Everyone, we have to play our part. The mosques, we have our part, but the schools, the government, the civil society, community leaders, everybody who need to come together and make sure that our young people, they don't fall victim of extremism and terrorism. I think it's very important, and we have to understand why it is happening, and we need to take preventative measures as much as we can.
Delaware Bhai, thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Viewers, I'm just going to move on now from Delaware Bhai. I'm going to leave him behind me in my wake, and I'm going to move on now slightly to the front of the procession. I can still see my boys are still here, my friends are still here. They're all here as well. I just want to get these lot on Facebook. Look at this ugly bunch here as well. Very short 60-second interview with my friend Moinul here now as well. Tell me what you're doing here today in this high-vis jacket.
Basically making sure people are, in an orderly fashion, and we don't disrupt the public. So far, inshallah, everything's been going according to plan. So really happy, and that's it really.
And it's been a very peaceful march today, hasn't it? Everybody's been extremely well behaved.
Mashallah, it's been very peaceful, very well behaved, and it's just a shame. Would have been better if we had bigger turnout, but unfortunately, but mashallah, whatever we arrived so far, it's good. Yes, good.
And I think you'd agree with me when I say that even though there's been small in numbers, we made a big impact. There's been a lot of people who have actually made comments, taken pictures, and it's made an impression.
Definitely. I mean, you can see, the response we got from the general public. It's been really positive, mashallah, and hopefully that would send a clear message to the people that it shouldn't be. It's definitely not in our name, not in our city, and that applies all over United Kingdom.
And is there any truth in the rumor that every single person here is going to Anoka for iftar today?
Unfortunately, Anoka is closed on Saturday and Sunday, so if it was another day, everyone was most welcome to 10.
Very convenient, Moinu. Thank you very much for your time as well. I knew he was going to come up with that. I actually set it up because they're not open on a Saturday and a Sunday. So I think Moinu has had a very, very according to the thing. So he's had a very, very lucky escape now. I'm going to move on now. These boys are doing a wonderful job. Thank you. Tariq, how are you, brother? How are you keeping? How's things been going on the...
all good.
All good, yeah?
Yeah, all good.
Everybody's been well behaved, haven't they?
Yeah, very well behaved.
Yeah, nice and easy. And
nice, peaceful march.
Yeah, nothing too major going on, nothing to worry about, nothing to condemn. Is it important for us to make a statement like this?
Of course, it's very important because obviously you see the reaction when people, by a lot of the people, especially the far right, when stuff like this happens. But if you see the goodwill today, people, non-Muslim people clapping us through, that should show solidarity within sort of everyone.
Amazing feeling,
yeah,
isn't
of
it?
course, yeah, it's amazing.
Thank you very much for the wonderful job that you're doing here, just marshalling everybody and stewarding everybody. Fantastic, and thank you for that. I'm going to move on now from Tariq. I'm going to move forward again with the London LB24 TV. What I want to do is just remind everybody that this is live on LB24 TV, and please click the share button on here as well. Like I said, this is not about just talking to the leaders and the big speech makers here as well. I've got my big brother Anfor here now, and I'm going to ask him a few words. You've been doing a sterling job there, Anfor Bhai. Have you thought about switching careers?
No. What I do for the community is my passion, brother.
So that white, unfortunately, that white high-vis jacket is not going to remain on permanently as well. But give us your general thoughts, Anfor Bhai.
Well, this rally today was absolutely vital. It was so necessary that we stand up together, show our unity towards this terrorism. Listen, I've got young kids I've got daughters going to university, and every day what they face is not nice. So what we're doing today is, inshallah, just to make the awareness that as Muslim, we don't allow that, and humanity, we don't allow the terrorism at all.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to move on now. I'm going to love and leave Anfor Bhai here now as well. I am now going to squeeze myself. I'm going to plonk Abdullah out the way very shortly. If you can see, there's a mischievous act there taking place. Just plonk him out the way, and I'm going to squeeze myself in between a Hollywood glamour couple here now as well. I'm going to squeeze myself right in between the Hollywood glamour couple here. These are my big brothers and sisters. She's on the phone. That's the only way to get her to be quiet as well. Shiaz Bhai Afa, how have you found the march here today?
Oh, fantastic. And as a Muslim, I feel very proud and honored to be here today with other Muslims to show that solidarity with other people in London. Something what happened, and we want to say, this is the slogan, as you can see, not in our name, not in our city. And as a Muslim, as a British citizen, it is our duty. And it's a diverse community, and if we want to live in a society like this, we live in harmony. So obviously, it is good for us to show our support and solidarity with other people in the community, people with religion, people without religion.
Afa, I can see you trying to speed up there. This is not how we're operating here today now as well. Should we say the second half of the...
Okay, go on. Emdad bhai, want to
Just Afa's taking a quick selfie, yeah. So your thoughts on today's march, Afa?
The march was brilliant because everybody made this effort during Ramadan. Everyone's fasting, and the march, we are here to show solidarity towards the people, the victim and the victim's family. What happened? This is for the Manchester and the London Bridge event, the terror attack, and we want to show Muslims are peaceful people, and we don't need those criminals to put our name in the bad book, because we are peaceful people and we only preach peace. So we are here to show everyone that we are not tolerating this. This is they should not be doing this in our name. So not in our name and not in our city. That sums up what we really are, and we are and what we are trying to do. Thank you.
These two people are amongst two of my most favorite people. It is quite a large group, but it is a select club, and they are from amongst them. Shiaz Bhai, have the honor, and should we say, I'm very happy to see you on a weekly basis, and when I see you both together, it makes me, and it's an honor to actually walk with you on this march as well. I think I've always said that it doesn't matter whether there's 10 people or whether there's 10,000 people. The fact that we're making an impact here today is the main thing.
Absolutely, no. I think the unity can be with 10 people and 1 million. It doesn't matter. It depends our intention and how we're doing it. And we showed a great what shall I say? That we have a great heart, and we are people caring, compassionate people, and we want to stay together, stick together, and anything that bad come upon us, we're going to act together and show our unity. And this is how we live, and this is what we do as Muslims, that we are united and we love peace.
Thank you very much. I'm going to bid farewell to Posh and Bex, our very young glamour couple now as well. Thank you very much. As we're approaching the end of our destination, I'm going to have a quick chat with our joint convener, our very own big brother Zakir Bhai, who's been involved. He doesn't need an introduction from myself, but who's been involved for 3 to 4 decades, I should add, in frontline community work here. Zakir Bhai, first of all, thank you very much for arranging this, and talk us through the proceedings tonight.
Okay, first of all, I think it's a big thank you to all the community who came out in a big number to show their support and pay their respects. Today we're here to show that we are one London, regardless of who we are, where we're from, what faith, non-faith, we are one London. And I think we've done that today. And for us, as London Muslim Alliance, we've only formed, 8-9 days ago?
Yes.
And within that time, to pull this number of people and to, pull out a great, event like this, a peaceful event, a peaceful rally, I think everyone deserves a great credit.
Zakir Bhai, how important is it for us to unite and to drown out the voices of these lunatic fringe and this criminal minority who operate in our name?
Absolutely. As you can see, our slogan is not in our name, not in our city. And we are not part of these lunatics. We're not part of this extremism, these terrorists. We want to oppose them at any point, any junction, and we want to say that they cannot do this in our name. And every time this happens, we will oppose it. We will stand together in solidarity with all London, with all UK.
And is this the start of hopefully many more events to unite the communities and to bring to the forefront what we do on a daily basis and to celebrate that?
Absolutely. As you can see, we already in 8-9 days we have managed to pull together brothers and sisters from all backgrounds, all faiths, all different organizations, different political groups. And let's make it very absolutely clear, London Muslim Alliance is non-political, absolutely non-political. We are here to represent the community, and that's what we've done today.
Zakir Khan, renowned community activist, thank you very much for your time. I'm going to move on now. That was very inspiring listening to Zakir by speaking there as well. Most of us who have known him for 2 to 3 decades, I myself have watched him as a youngster. Like I said, you saw Moinu, who was there behind me as well. He's actually his younger brother, who's my classmate. So we have, even though he hasn't known of us, but we have known of him for at least 3 decades. You know, I'm in my 40s now as well. So people like that, I'm just very glad that people like that are on board and are coordinating these efforts and are actually leading us. I couldn't think of better people to lead campaigns like this as well, and I'm very proud to associate myself with these people. As a Londoner myself, I'm putting away the journalistic hat and the mic for a second, and all I want to say is that I'm really glad you got my friend Misbah, who's been at the forefront with people like Zakir Bhai Abdal's been there as well. The number of people who have taken charge and ownership of this project and who have inspired people to attend here today. And as we approach Altabali Park, we're just passing Aldgate Station now as well. What I'm going to do, you can see some footage there ahead of you. We're just approaching Aldgate Station now. And again, people are still going very, very strong. Aldgate Station is on our left now, and we're coming up to Aldgate House. Again, I remind you, please share, click on the Facebook video. Remember that this is a solidarity march to express our concern and our discontent at people who carry out heinous crimes in our name. What I will be doing now as well, like I said, just like everybody else on this, just like everybody else on this march, what I will be doing now is clocking up very shortly. What I want to add in summary is this. This is hopefully the first of many such demonstrations and rallies that will take place. If you are an extremist or if you are of that ilk, please, please, please remember that you do not represent us. Okay, the community is absolutely fed up to the teeth because of the actions that you commit, in our name. We want to make it very, very clear that you will not divide us. Although there will be divisions from both sides of the party, of the table, the majority of us will stick together. Another thing I like to add, Muslims are here to stay. Muslims like me are born and bred in the UK. I am more English British, maybe not English, but British definitely, than I am Bangladeshi. My experience of Bangladesh is 12 weeks. If you kick me out this country, where would I go? Where would I settle? Also, please acknowledge that despite a criminal, lunatic fringe and minority getting such a should we say, large voice, the majority of us, as you can see, people like me, it's appropriate now that Dulal has come and stood next to me here. This person, for those who know it, is an absolute legend in Poplar. But he is not in the minority, he's in the majority. The majority of Muslims are contributing day and night, just like Dulal, towards the betterment and for the betterment of our communities. Right, I'm going to clock off now. It's time for Ramadan. Thank you very, very much for joining us on this awe-inspiring and fantastic journey here today now as well. This is Emdad from LB24 TV. I'll see you all soon. Thank you.